Good morning, everybody. How you all doing? Whittler Dave here. Well, I'm going to unwrap this pumpkin here I glued up the other day. Then we're going to go in and sand the bottom. And I'm going to start carving it and show you how I make a pumpkin. Lots of clamps, like I said. Lots of clamps. They don't have to be perfect at all. It all gets shaped, formed. Like I said, these were made out of scrap. These were dog ear fences that I had left over from other projects, or if I'm out dumpster diving, or wherever I go. Alright, follow me. Let's go in here and straighten up this bottom. It's going to be a little noisy. I apologize for that. But we're going to the bottom right here. Just kind of get it. You don't have to be perfect because it's going to look like a pumpkin. The only machine that I'll use. And it's nice and flat because my wife tells me that I need to make it flat so we can sign it. See right there, it's the only machine I use. Let's go out here and do a little carving on it. It's going to be simple. Just starting to shape it up. Think like a pumpkin. I tell people, if you ever carve one, just think like a pumpkin. Pumpkins have little dips, little crevices, little angles. So, and yes, you know, I do use this knife. I do use an X-Acto knife because X-Acto knives are extremely cheap. These are not. These are all handmade. So, sometimes if you're going against grain, if you go against grain with these too much, then I'm going to be sharpening all day. And I really don't want to do that. So, even being cedar, you can tell it's still a little rough. But I will set that eye, and then I'll hand paint them all. Gotta learn to manipulate the knife. When I teach wood carving, yeah, I have chisels and stuff, but I don't teach too much with a chisel. I tell people, you're going to learn to bend the knife like I taught myself when I was a little boy. I didn't have fancy tools, nothing like that. I had the ability to do this, but I learned to bend the knife. And it's funny, you know, I hear all these, I do a lot of demonstrations, and I hear a lot of women saying, oh my gosh, he's cutting towards himself, he's cutting towards himself. I taught my kids not to do that. Well, I'm sorry. If you're going to be a carver, you're going to cut towards yourself. You are going to cut yourself. You're going to get yourself. I still, after all these years, I'm just warming him up. See how I hold that knife? You know, it's got in my thumb. I use my thumb constantly. We're just going to give him a little indenture this way. I love the sound of a knife. Let's turn him around. Starting to see how it's starting to shape up. Like I said, these are tea lights. They're hollowed out. You can put a tea light in them. And then I'll mix and make all my paints, and I don't know, this one could have some red in it, could have some green. I'll carve the stem here. I'll draw it for you. They don't have to be perfect. There you go. That's your stem. That's good enough. And I'll bring this one, I'll actually drop this. And then we're going to take this knife here. This is a chip carving knife. I did chip carving years ago. Let's just drop him down so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. And it'll get deeper and deeper. I'll lose over half this. And a lot of people go, why don't you use machines and saw some of this? Well, that's, to me, not true hand carving. Hand carving is done with your hands. Or if you want to use a saw, I still use coping saws. I use hand saws in my business. I'm very, very traditional. I actually will carve some of these with my hatchet, because I can take out a lot of wood extremely fast with my hatchet. I've done that in front of people. And any way you can remove bulk. There's a lot of waste here. That's why I like to use scrap. Let's go back to this little file knife. He stays extremely sharp. Getting there a little bit. And like I've been asking, you know, I'd appreciate if everybody that checks me out would leave a comment. Like would be really appreciated. Shoot, if you wanted to follow me, I really would, I thank you. I really do. I thank you a lot. I do so much carving, so much building. I build furniture. I build pretty well anything I want. I let my hands do the talking, do the singing. I don't play an instrument, I use a knife. That's my talent. Alright, let's get in here with this little X-Acto knife, because now I'm going across the grain. And it's just tearing my knife up. See, this is cedar. This is a pine here. That's the picket. This is cedar here. Cedar is going to be a lot softer. But like I said, and you can tell these are thinner, these are thicker. It doesn't matter what the size is. Everybody asks me, well, what size is it? I don't know. I take a block of wood, some wood, and I draw. I just draw basically, and how it is how it is. There's no blueprints to none of my pumpkins. Everything comes out of my head. Let's try to get some of this waste. Little gouge. Let's get rid of some of this waste here. And then I'll straighten all that up. It's going to add texture. There we go. Roll it up there. I use my legs constantly. But when I teach wood carving, I don't allow any of my students to carve on their legs. I've been doing it for over 50 years. I have plenty of scars to prove it. I've learned to manipulate the knife, the chisel. I'll get this one probably done today. These tools here I've had for over 20 years. Good tools. They're what we call palm chisels. You push with your palm. They're not really a hammer chisel. They're not designed for that. If you lightly tap with them, you'll be safe. But I do have chisels that you can use a mallet with. You see some of the texture? And I'll straighten all that up. I'll add more and more and more. They don't take me long. I'd say an hour 30 I can have a pumpkin made. It's the painting what takes me longer because I'm extremely picky on painting. I can teach you wood carving. It's getting you to understand how to paint. That's the problem. That drives me nuts because I tell everybody you can do a carving, spend days on it, and you can run it in 5 minutes by trying to paint it because you don't understand how to paint it. And that's the truth. A little dip here. See how I roll that chisel? He is going to totally take it. Now if you look at this side, I haven't started. This side I have. And I'll come in here, that's just, got some crooked teeth, so I'll just, so I'll drop this like I dropped that. I'll drop this and I'll drop that, his eyeball. I'll round that over. Make him pretty simple. See, I don't take out all those chatters. And I'll even come in here, I go back to the X-Acto because we're just wanting to drop this down like this. I'm sorry if my hand's in the way, but it's a little hard to carve without your hands. I'm trying to do it as best as I can so you can see what I do. And see, there's his mouth. It started. A lot more carving. Let's just drop a tooth here so you can understand what I'm trying to say about dropping. We'll use the chisel. I tell people my pumpkins don't rot. You can buy one of my pumpkins and you'll have it for a lifetime. Mine don't rot. They're there every year. I even make spooky pumpkins. This is a happy pumpkin. I thought I'd make a happy pumpkin right now, and then I'll make some spooky pumpkins. Well, thought I'd show you this process and everything. I'm trying to learn all this. I'm not very good. I know there's better people out there filming and stuff, but you're dealing with an old country boy that wasn't raised with all that computer stuff and everything, but I'm trying. So if you'd be so kind and check me out, and if you like what you see, just send me a like. And I want true comments. I do. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. I've heard it all. But it'd be so nice if you'd send me a comment and a like. And like I said, if you want to follow me or you want to share this, I would love it. Shoot, if you come to Tennessee, look me up. I live right here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Look me up. Come to my shop. I have an open shop. I'll teach you to wood carve. There we go. Just simple. And you'll get more. And I'll shoot some videos of this, and as I'm carving, and show you some pictures. But I want to say thank you, and you all have a blessed day, and I appreciate everybody. Thank you again.